G Norm, everyone. Welcome to the very first Normal Talk Show with the co-founders, Justin Benjamin,
I'm Joshua Blue.
and we're excited to talk about our normal launch on Stellar. It has been one full week on chain, and it's been absolutely amazing. Josh, do you want to talk about the successful launch metrics we've had thus far?
Yeah, I was just looking at our some of our dashboards. I think we've done just over 600 different trades on our assets. Just to give some context, we're a index fund and synthetic asset protocol on Stellar, and we're expanding very, very quickly. And so we launched support for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, and Cardano, and we've done about $35,000 in volume, which is just the tip of the iceberg, and we're super excited about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about how we got to now. We have successfully launched on chain, but when did we start building on chain? That goes all the way back to September 2024 in Silicon Valley at Draper University. When we did a hacker house with Stellar, it was the Stellar Astro Hacker House. So it's almost 2 full years building on chain, and it's been, quite the journey. We've expanded our team. We've gotten grants. We've been around the world to crypto conferences, have users in multiple countries. What has been some of the key moments in that journey so far for you, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, just in hearing you kind of recite it, it's crazy to think like we've been building normal for about the past 4 years. And I think we're getting over the halfway mark where we've spent more time building on-chain than we've spent building off-chain because we spent the first 2 years doing off-chain stuff. And one thing that really just popped into my head was how different that dynamic has been. I think that pe the people in the on-chain space are and I think you could agree, just a whole lot nicer. They communicate faster, they're way more creative and just interesting as people. And I think that it's allowed you and I and our team, not only our team to scale, but our product to scale. And it's allowed us to really just let that creativity ooze and flow, and really iterate itself into our product.
Yeah,
Um,
and for everyone listening, I'll kind of talk into the how Normal was born. Back in Chicago, Josh and I were going to university. I was at Northwestern and he was at DePaul, right next to each other. And we were both building a crypto startup. I was building something called DeFi United, which was basically this international group of crypto builders and investors. And Josh just founded Normal. And my brother Anthony was in this Discord with Josh, and he saw his intro and he was like, wow, my brother Justin needs to meet Josh because they're building the same thing and they need to partner up. And after the first meeting, after meeting Josh, I'll be completely honest, I was blown away about how talented and smart he was and passionate. And I knew I wanted to build and join Normal with him. So in that moment, I completely left everything at DeFi United and brought it into the momentum at Normal. And we were about sophomores in college, going through the difficulties of life and just the rigorous academics and finals and the stress of growing and what's after this. And we really were great co-founders together, and we closed a pre-seed and crowdfunding. Josh led that very amazingly as I kind of scaled our initial users. Um, Josh, you kind of want to talk about that initial product phases we have and kind of how Normal started in college?
yeah, definitely. No, I remember very fondly grabbing a coffee or something with you and sitting on those chairs out in that one, like, just like perfect street next to the CTA in Evanston. And then we grabbed, there was like a deli place with the best sandwiches, man. I swear that we had. But
D&Ds. It's a classic.
yeah, yeah, that place is awesome. We got to go back sometime for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of like our original idea was like a crypto neobank, but that was kind of before crypto neobanks were kind of a thing. There was one called Juno, or on Juno technically, who they're still around. I think they've pivoted a little bit since then. And we had a lot of success. We built the original team, which was Justin, Jake Penzato, and myself, and built the product, signed the contracts, raised the money, did all the startup-y things, went to this accelerator out in Boulder, Colorado, scrambled for users, collected the feedback, updated the product, like just checked all the boxes, and launched on December 1st, if I remember correctly, of 2023, and then, or 22, I can't remember. And then 3 weeks later, or during that whole time, the FTX debacle was going on. And long story short, our banking partner was like, "Yeah, we're not touching anything with crypto." through Operation Choke Point, which is a whole other side tangent we can talk about some other time. But yeah, it was God's plan, and we ended up pivoting a couple times through that. Learned a lot about leadership, learned a lot about communication, learned a lot about not closing, like me, particularly not closing off, but like really leaning on your co-founders and your team, and getting through things together instead of on your own. And so it was a very eye-opening experience, but it taught us a ton, and ultimately it was for the better, and we wouldn't be where we are today without it.
Yeah, so we quickly pivoted into a scalable solution because we had to prove our concept. The people wanted crypto portfolio set because with so many cryptocurrencies being launched, how many layer twos, layer ones, all these hype trains, it's very confusing is for early adopters and crypto investors to have a normal portfolio. It's very easy to just buy and hold Bitcoin. And honestly, if you do that and don't buy any stupid coins, that's the best way to do it. But there is some additional alpha in the crypto market with these other great projects. So we built this Web 2.5 product that you could essentially just plug into your Coinbase and Binance, and it would connect the APIs and it would automate your portfolio. And people love that product. They love the new on-chain version of it now that we have on Stellar. So we were able to grow to about 2,000 users and almost $1 million in volume. And we realized this is not scalable. This is not the future. We need to be fully on chain, Web 3.0, cryptocurrency, fully automated and decentralized. And we realized this thanks to Stellar and Draper. We were in Silicon Valley with billionaires and investors and all the top people in tech. And we were raising our seed round back in the day, and we actually had to pause because we weren't building on chain. And thanks to Stellar and Draper, we had the guidance, mentors, and kind of rails to be successful as builders in tech and fintech and crypto. And zoom forward two years later today, we have launched. And how that's really possible is the normal team. And I'm going to kind of dive in to the story of how our engineers have joined the team, our marketing team, and our global ambassadors. The third person to this team is Jake Penzato, and he's always been our brand and marketing support. Shout out to Chef Penzato. He is always cooking the best graphics and animations. He was with us from the very beginning. He was graduating high school into college, and me and him always were. For you guys that don't know, Jake and I grew up in the same town in St. Charles, outside of Chicago suburbs. And we've always been investing in crypto, since Bitcoin was like $1,000. And it's been a lot of fun. So while we were in Silicon Valley at Draper, we met Amit, and we were like, this guy's really cool because he was giving us a tour at Zoe House, which is like this crypto hub event space in San Francisco where a bunch of different crypto events go. And he was giving the Draper cohort a tour, and we're like, this guy's really smart. He's really good with his words, and he's got a lot of energy. So he's been our head of marketing, and that was the initial four. And then, we can't put all the technical weight on Josh as our CEO. We needed to expand our engineers, and so we were really blessed to meet Nico first in Slovenia, which is a funny story. I was just traveling for Team USA for wrestling, and I was living in this village at my coach's house, and I happened to meet Nico, which was the grandson of the grandma that was my neighbor. And the grandma cooked my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She was so kind to me as a visitor. The people in Slovenia are just so kind. Shout out to Nico and Ternisha and Bobinska, my Slovenian grandma. But he's been our front end engineer. And then we were able to meet our amazing CTO that we were able to get at the end of 2025 and promote. He was our full stack engineer. Jay Malv is also from India, along with Amit Anand. Shout out to Bangalore, India. I love all the Indians out there. They're totally making crypto normal.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Roche as well. But our dream team of us six, and our amazing intern Johnny, we've been building, just with the utmost tenacity and commitment, dedication, and sacrifice for the past 4 years. And that's really how we got to now. Josh, what do you think are some of your favorite moments along the way? Do you want to touch base about maybe what we did at 8th Denver and some of the stuff we did at Meridian and some of our events?
Yeah, I would love to. I was thinking earlier about we did an amazing hike. We were fortunate enough to go down to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, last year for Stellar Meridian, their annual crypto conference, and really it was my first time being out of the country, or at least out of the U.S. And Justin, you've had a ton of experience with that, but it was an amazing time just going down there, like totally, open slate, like clean slate in terms of what's going to happen, and got to meet a ton of amazing people. But we organized this event to do a hike through the jungle to the Christ the Redeemer statue, and I think we got a lot more people signed up than we originally expected, and it was kind of one of those stories of the early bird gets the worm because I think we were one of the first events on Luma that was registered. Is that right?
Yeah, I can kind of talk about those metrics. We had about almost 350 people sign up for our side event at Meridian, and we had the co-founder of a Stellar join us. Shout out to David Mazilis. It was a really good time with him, and some amazing Stellar people and so forth. That was a great time.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I think we had probably like 50 or 60 people show up. Definitely didn't order enough shirts to distribute. And definitely didn't think about carrying the shirts up the hike, how much that would weigh and take on us. But, it worked out. We got some amazing pictures. I would definitely say that was a highlight for me, personally, just showing like how the people in the cryptocurrency space are from all walks of life. It doesn't matter who you are, like you have something that you can contribute, and that's what makes companies perform better is when you have all these interdisciplinary people and professionals come together. And I feel like crypto as a whole is just like one big company. If you kind of think about it, we're promoting the adoption of this new kind of technology that can be applied thousands of different ways. And we each get to be, friendly and brothers and sisters in that company and learn from one another as well.
Yeah, no, it's been quite the journey, and there's so much to be ahead, God willing. And so, with a successful launch and amazing journey thus far, what are kind of the next steps for normal protocol in 2026?
Yeah, so we have a mix of primarily product updates and new features along with fixing scaling issues. So the first one is we're going to be coming out with finally our on-chain index funds. So now that we have these top five different assets that are fully on-chain, we can actually basket those together into a top five crypto index token. And this is really the proof of concept that we proved off-chain 2 years ago through that volume that we did through Coinbase and Binance. And so we're excited to release that, but also launch additional assets and see what our community loves to create. We had about 40 or 45 different community custom indexes on our legacy platform that users got to customize and create and share with their friends and family. And it was really humbling for us to see all that creativity come to light. And we can't wait to see that transfer on-chain as well and see how people take this protocol and really make it their own and turn it into their own investments. Beyond that, we're also going to be fixing a lot of efficiency and scaling issues that we're running into. If you're not breaking things, you're not doing enough. And so it's definitely a good problem to have, but we're reaching our limits in terms of liquidity, reaching our limits in terms of how many different assets we can support and how quickly we can move. So really, it's about putting the pedal to the metal, bringing the minds together, and even bringing in more minds and the community as well via open source to really find the best solutions to support as many users as we can and make crypto normal for everybody around the world.
Let's do it, man. That sounds amazing. Do you want to drop any more information about us closing our new board of investors and advisors? If anyone is listening and they may know someone or themselves may want to join.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we're actively raising capital right now. If you are an angel investor, or if you don't know what that word means, but you like and you want to start investing in startups, definitely reach out to us. Or if you're a VC yourself or know someone working in venture capital, please reach out to us. We're always open to sharing ideas, not even just talking about investments, but just sharing different perspectives. We'd love to get your feedback on what we've done and see how we can help your community and your network as well. But yeah, shoot Justin or myself a message. We're in the process of closing around right now, so the time to get in is going to be limited here over the next couple weeks. So we'd love to have you. We'd love to work together and make crypto normal.
Thank you so much for talking about that. And if you are building crypto and you have a potential crypto integration, let's please continue the conversation in the DMs. So if you have a fintech wallet, exchange, yield source, we're definitely interested in including that in our crypto indexes. So look forward to talking with you. And if you're an ambassador and you want some opportunities to grow in sharing crypto protocols around the world, we have a program for that. So let's continue talking and let's make crypto normal. Thank you all so much for listening to the very first Normal Talk Show. We look forward to having special guests, new partners, investors, integrations, and a lot of fun episodes going forward. You can watch this on Spotify, YouTube, and X. And we can't wait to see you next time. Thank you so much. And G Norm. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.